Okay. Welcome to another episode of the Genius Digital Success Podcast. Today, our guest is David Quartz. And as usual, I'll leave my guests to do their own intro so they can say all they want to say about themselves so I don't miss out on something. So, David, take it away. Let's hear about you, what you do, and all that. Yeah.
Well, I'm a techie, typical word for what they call tech bros, but I'm a software engineer and tech entrepreneur, if you put it that way. I
Hmm.
develop software for clients, and I also have an app which is on the App Store ready to download, but we're not marketing it yet. We're still developing the features and making it more ready to accept the user base that we're looking for. So
Right.
that's what I do. That's what I've been up to. I have a team I work with, and well, we hope we disrupt the industry that we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Charlie, thanks. So, I know you work at, you mentioned the app already. It's called Nantoo app.
Yep.
Probably let me share my screen here for people to see what Nantoo app is. So I think if you can tell us a bit more about Nantoo, those of us who have not heard it before, the origins of it, what it's about, what people can do, because it's already available, right?
Yeah.
Anybody can download it,
Yep.
correct?
So Nantoo
So take us through what Nantoo is.
is a platform that connects travelers and basically anyone to their local community. And what we do is we show you places around you so that you can create invitations to hang out at those places. Now, the idea came up when,
Right.
because of me actually, because I I'm not someone who likes to, hang out with crowds and all of that. At the same time, I like to go out
Tech bro
sometimes.
syndrome.
I like to go
Yeah.
out alone most of the time. And sometimes when I'm out, I wish that I could, make a new friend. And that's where this idea came
Hmm.
up. Why don't we have an app which would allow me to invite people to hang out? I see the people who are interested in that invitation. Then I select who I want and we chat and we meet up. So this way, I'm able to explore my environment and I'm able to meet people in those areas. So it's ideal
Right.
for people who are looking to grow their circle, their professional circle, their social circle, and people who have traveled to new locations and don't have any friends. You don't know anyone there. You probably don't want to work with a tour guide to explore the place. You want to, build a real connection and explore the place at the same time. So that's what Nantoo is about. So if you take an app like Bolt or an Uber and an Airbnb, those
Hmm.
apps are solving the problem of moving around and having a place to stay. But what about making
Right.
friends and meeting people? There are certain apps for hookups, which are for hookups. And there's
Yeah.
social media, mainstream social media apps that, is just to share some posts, share your pictures, probably say what's on your mind. But it's not that bridge for an app that would get you to meet new people around you while you explore the places that are special
Right.
to you. And that's where Natu comes in.
So comes in. Okay. So it's like a tourism app sort of for people to
Yep,
meet new people in the in like in an area, right? So
yep,
let's say if I go to Dubai, I could just open the app and see who was around me, who wants to hang out, and like I
exactly.
was showing on the screen, yeah, and then they can decide to even pay the bills or split the
Yes.
bill. I
So
think
a
because one of the
typical
main elements of go
uh-huh,
ahead, go ahead.
a typical day on Nancy is going to look like this. You open your app, you see
Yeah,
invitations. We actually have some users. We have about 2,000 users now, even though we did not market it. You open the app
nice.
and you see um, someone's face or someone's photo, and you see a, a, a
Mm-hmm.
location, and it says invitation to hang out at so so and so. Say an invitation to hang out at Sandbox, and this person has opened an invitation.
Right.
You can either dislike it or like it. right? And when you like it, what it
Right.
means is you are interested in hanging out at that place with that person, right? The person who see the people who have
Correct.
liked it. So let's say 1,000 people like it. You can look through 1,000 people
Mm-hmm.
and pick two out of them, two people out of them. Yes. And now when you do that, the chat feature is activated for the people you picked and
Yeah.
yourself. And then you chat with them. You stated in the invitation who's paying the bill, because it's very important. It's either you are paying the bill,
Very.
you're going to split the bill,
Mm-hmm.
or the bill is on the person who is interested in going with you. So that's the bills on you.
Yeah.
So we have bills on me, bills on you, and split the bill. So you guys will arrange your meetups, and it's all meetups in public places. We have a community guidelines for people to be able to, interact and be safe. Um, Apart from interacting with open invitations, you can create your own invitation. So let's say you want to go to a place tomorrow or later today. You pick up that
Yeah.
place. You want to go there and also meet a new friend. You pick that place. You say, invitation to hang out at so and so, bills on me.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever is interested will like it. You can see the people who have liked it, and you pick out the ones you feel that you'd be more, you really want to connect with, and you see the
Yeah. To
person's
gel with.
interests. You see your interests. You see mutual interests. So you're setting a pace for a conversation which you can have with a person. And
Yeah.
I mean, there are many use cases for this. You can have a girls hangout. You can have a
Yeah.
business partnership hangout. You can have just friendship hangout. You can even make a new friend that could develop into something else. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
there are many use cases for this application. Um, since the COVID times, we now understood the importance of human connections. We saw that human
Yeah.
beings are, we are social beings. We thrive on human
Mm-hmm.
connections. We thrive on
Yeah.
stories, and there should be a platform that provides us with these, that caters to these needs of humans that we have. And so, the Nantoo
True.
app is doing just that.
Awesome. But what's the name? The Nantoo. What does it mean? What's the origin of that name, Nantoo?
So it's Nantoo,
Okay.
Nantoo, and
Uh huh.
it's from a tree word actually. The word is
Okay.
Nantoo, right? The word for
Anantu.
Nantoo,
Like Onantu.
like a the calf of your leg,
The
and
calf. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, the
yeah,
calf
yeah.
of your leg,
Yeah.
and
Okay, okay, okay.
in tree that's a root word for walkings, travels, journeys, and Namuntu and all that. So that's where the word Nantoo,
Anantu.
yeah.
Nantu.
So Nantoo
Ah,
came from that.
that's cool.
Yes.
That's a crafty way of naming the product because it's
Yeah.
actually yeah, you're actually traveling or you're walking because if
Yeah.
you're meeting somebody it means you're moving, like it's a movement app
Exactly.
or yeah, the experience about movement. Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so apart from the being the co-founder of Nantoo, right, you mentioned that you're a software engineer
Yep.
and all that. So it means that you are into the startup business or ecosystem.
Yep.
So tell us about a startup, how it works in Ghana here, because I'm interested in my followers or my listeners hearing about Ghana, how startup work here, because compared to Silicon Valley, I'm very sure there's a very big gap, right? So what would you
Very
say
big gap.
about the startup
Yes.
ecosystem in Ghana compared to the other ones?
Well,
What are
I
some
would
of the
say
things that
that
we should know about or
the
you want to
startup,
learn? Mm-hmm.
the startup, the startup ecosystem is really improving in Ghana. There are some companies out there that are
Okay.
really building the scene, helping entrepreneurs. A company like
Mm-hmm.
Nest is out there doing a lot of good work. Impact Hub
Yeah, Mrs.
and
Charlie.
Orange Spaces. There are lots
Massive,
of
massive.
Ghana Innovation Hub. So I the the startup scene in Ghana is thriving.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as old as startup scenes in other parts of the world. Even in Africa, it's not as old as the scene in Kenya, Nigeria, or South
Yeah.
Africa. But we are coming up, right? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so right now in Ghana, anybody can sit down have an idea, solid idea, without
Mm-hmm.
any funding. We don't. You see now, you don't even need start. You don't need startup capital.
Capital.
My mentor
Yeah.
told me you don't need capital to start a business. That's what people think. Oh, I don't have money. I have an idea. That's the reason why there's an ecosystem built to promote businesses. Even in America, nobody starts a
Mm-hmm.
business with their capital. They start with an idea. You develop that idea. You get people to gain trust and interest in that idea, and those people will give you the money. In
Mm-hmm.
America, it's way easier. In Ghana, I mean that's oversimplified it. When you translate it to
Yeah.
Ghana, that's a few years, bro.
Yeah.
That's a few years with a few years of hard work which you need to put in. So the startup scene
I
is
tell you.
thriving. Um, you need to be able to dedicate and put in that work. If you
The
think that
work. Okay.
yes, in Ghana you won't get funded within first 2 3 years, bro, unless your idea
It's not gonna
is
happen.
yeah, unless your idea is something where Charlie Elon Musk said if he here today, no, he will call you. If
Of
your
course, hey,
idea
what's
is
up? What's up?
yeah, unless your idea is something like totally new, something
Out
totally
of the
disruptive,
yeah.
out of this world. Yeah, you get some alien co-founders. Yeah, then if you get that one, the next day, no,
It's
for
the alien
Ghana,
co-founders.
you get funded. But
Oh.
otherwise, you need to
Uh-huh.
put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
You lose a few girlfriends,
Charlie, for grind.
yeah, you need to put in the work, and you shouldn't be isolated. As I said, there's a whole ecosystem to help foster,
Mm-hmm.
these businesses. And sorry about my eyes, but I don't know if I did shed tears
It's
for
fine.
some new startup founder I did listen. So, so
Oh,
you should join the you should not be isolated. You should, register
okay.
for incubations. I've been in incubations and accelerators. That is where you network
Yeah.
with people like you
Okay.
network with potential investors. They help you
Mm-hmm.
to, position your business. They help you to, um, you know, build your team, flesh out your idea, and make it ready for the
Yeah.
market. And then
For the
when you're
market.
able to
That's
get
true.
there and gain some traction, who knows, some investor might reach out to you. So I think that
Yeah.
the startup ecosystem is thriving. It's not there yet at all, but
Awesome.
it's getting there.
At
There's
all,
been
Charlie.
Ghanaian businesses which have been funded, Ghanaian businesses which are, pushing some million bucks. So it's we are
Yeah.
getting there. We're getting there. Yeah.
Small, small. Speaking of, you talked about hubs and funding. So let's talk about the hubs first. So, what are some of the hubs people can join? So I'm sure all this is geared towards tech startups, right? But I'm sure those
Yeah.
hubs have other industries they cover. So, what are some of the examples? Name some of of them for us so that we can go and look for them and
So
probably apply
um,
and join them.
you can apply to MEST. MEST has a whole
Mest, yeah.
entrepreneurship, MEST, MEST Africa has a
Mm-hmm.
whole entrepreneurship
Mest,
program
yeah.
for startup founders to apply to. If you go on their website, you get some information about it. They have different kinds of programs. Um,
Okay.
the ideal one would be to go for they have a 1 year program where even if you don't have an idea, but you're an
Mm-hmm.
innovative thinker, and or you have an idea and you don't even have co-founders, you've not done any work in the idea, you can apply for that. They'll help you
Oh,
shape it
okay.
up, or they'll give you an idea based on what your skill set is, and then you
Oh, I
shape
see.
it
I didn't
up,
know of that one.
give you a team, and teach you, some tech stuff, teach you some entrepreneurship stuff, and then you'll
That's
be able
cool.
to launch your business from that. Apart from that, you can also go on to Ghana Innovation Hub. They have an
Ghana
incubation
Innovation Hub.
program. If you have an idea or business which is already in motion,
Mm-hmm.
then Ghana Innovations Hub incubation program would be great for you. Um, Impact
Okay.
Hub also has one.
Yeah,
Um,
Impact Hub, Charlie.
Impact Hub also has one.
Impact Hub.
And there's a website called VC4A, Venture Capitalist for Africa. VC and number 4 and
VC.
letter A.
Okay.
So that website, if you register there, you register, you fill in your portfolio at your company. Over there are investors, right? You can start
Okay.
reaching out. They also send emails about programs for pitching ideas, programs for incubation, acceleration. And if I say incubation and
I see.
acceleration, that might be new for some people. Well, incubation in this whole tech ecosystem is like, when you're incubating an egg, right? You put it in some, you give it some
Yeah.
warmth to get the egg to
Okay.
hatch. So
Mm-hmm.
incubation is for early stages of your idea
Oh.
to nurture it, give it the right nutrients, so they provide you with those skills and training. And when it's ready, you
Okay.
launch out into the real world. You actually even launch out whilst you're there. You do your market segmentation,
You're there.
you
Okay.
test your
Uh,
product, your MVP and all that at the incubation. Acceleration is after your incubation. When you've gone through that, you've had your launch,
mm-hmm.
you're gaining some traction, then that's a program to get you ready for investors, right? Incubation is usually not to get
Right.
you ready for an investor. Get you ready, your product ready, get your MVP ready, and then probably give you some funding
Mm-hmm.
as a grant. So usually that's what
Okay.
incubation does. Acceleration, but if you're lucky, you can get an investor at an incubation stage, but it might be an angel investor. Acceleration will
Mm-hmm.
get you ready for the bigger investors, the venture capitalists, right? These are the guys that can put in $1 million
Mm-hmm.
into your
Charlie,
company.
they can
So
hit one.
yeah, so you
Interesting.
need to be diligent. You need to be very diligent. Have your paperwork in place. Don't try to cut corners,
Mm-hmm.
right? Don't try to cut
Right.
corners, and make sure that your documentation, your financial report, everything is jet. And
J, J,
there's now arm of the government called the NEIP.
the
There's an
what?
NEIP.
NEIP, NEEP. Okay.
Yes, that's the National Entrepreneurship something P, right? That's
I'll look it up.
their
Uh-huh.
office is in Laboni.
Okay.
They give you tax when you go and register your, what they do is they give you about 5 years to operate your
Okay.
business, make all your money without paying any tax. So you don't have any problems with the GRA. So you go there, you
I
register your
see.
business, is to
Mm-hmm.
give you that environment and a stress-free environment to run and operate your business. So you don't worry about
Okay.
taxes. Yes. And then so you
I
fill
see.
that form over there and give it to the GRA. So you don't have to be paying taxes. Because
Oh, that's how
the
that thing works.
investors,
Anyway, uh-huh.
yeah, because investors need to
Ha-
see that you're paying your taxes. Your paperwork is JJ. But
It's
if
J,
you're
J.
able
Yeah,
to
it's on
have a
point.
tax holiday from this NIP and EIP people, then you don't worry about that part. So
Oh, okay. I see. I didn't
yeah,
know of that. I thought it was just automatic. I heard that there's some tax-free period for startups, but I didn't know you have to go through NEIP to
yeah,
do
you
that. I
have
thought
to
it
go
was
through
like
that.
just with GRA.
For
Thanks
some
for that information.
startups, if
Mm-hmm.
you are, there are some businesses which automatically are tax free. So those
Okay. Uh-huh.
businesses, if you fall under that category, I'm not sure of all of them, but if you fall under that, you automatically have a free tax period to operate. But
Oh, okay.
otherwise, even if you fall under that, you can still get an EIP. Yeah,
Awesome. That's some good information here, Charlie. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Right. So last one before we go. So I think we talk about tech and Ghana entrepreneurship, the Nantoo app, and then some strategies on how to go around business, getting funding. And you
yeah.
mentioned MEST, Ghana Innovation Hub, Impact Hub, VCA, NEIP. So for those of us listening who want
VC4A.
to VC4A, yeah,
Yes.
VC4A, Venture Capitalist for Africa,
Yeah.
where they have the incubation and acceleration programs, right? So for anyone listening to us who wants to start business or start any tech startup in Ghana, these are very good resources. I'll link them in the description so you can
Yeah.
easily go and apply for it and all that. Yeah, David is into startups, so he know how see how he's talking. He has done all these things, essentially. Anyway, last thing that I want to talk about is people who are looking for jobs. So usually what I do is that for all my guests, based on your skill level and what you want you do, I ask you for some top three or top five things, right? So for you, I think what I'll ask you is to give us some top three LinkedIn tips for people who are job hunting, people who are looking for jobs on LinkedIn. What and what should they do to make their profile stand out and to get recruiters reaching out to them more? Just the tips,
Okay,
like your top three.
first of all, on your LinkedIn page, on LinkedIn, your LinkedIn page is your first point of access. So your page should sell you. Yeah, your
Okay.
page, your
Yeah.
about section, it should state clearly what your skill set is, what you're able to do, what you
Okay.
bring to your table, and then your experience section should lay out the, only the relevant roles which you have worked in the space that you're looking to get your next job in. So if you want to be a UX designer and your LinkedIn page
Mm-hmm.
is talking about when you're doing customer service operator at a certain airline, and you were a
Uh-huh.
waiter in a certain restaurant and a teacher in a certain school, and then one job where you did some UI UX. Those first three jobs are very irrelevant. In fact, they would rather give you a negative outlook. All your jobs
Okay.
should only be in that field that you want to be in. So your LinkedIn page has
Okay.
to sell you, make them feel like this guy, we need him on our team. So remove any experience that does not relate to the role that you're looking for.
You're looking for.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one.
And the second one would be use the LinkedIn job search feature and set alerts
Okay.
on that. When you're using that
Set
feature,
alert.
set it to um, locations where you're interested in. If you are looking, if you are searching in only Ghana, I'm sorry to say that Ghana job no day here. You see
Charlie.
job listings
Charlie.
on LinkedIn from Ghana, and the job was posted last year,
Can
somewhere
you
in
imagine?
February. Some of them 3 years ago. They are all dead. The most
Charlie.
recent ones are probably, and funny enough, if it's not that the job is already dead, then the job might be some voluntary job. They are not paying
Mm.
salaries.
You're not paying
I would say
salary.
that is
Charlie.
good if you don't. So there are some people who are saying, I don't have any experience. How can I get a job? Start with those voluntary jobs.
Those kind of jobs.
Yeah, those kind of don't if you're looking for, if you want to break through on your first job, you stress, you want $100,000 a year.
Your
Then
first job.
your
Ish.
first job, nobody will give you. Even you, if you had $100,000 a year, you not employ yourself to do that. You look for somebody to do the job for you. So the
Interesting.
the the volunteering roles are internship
Mm-hmm.
and voluntary roles are the, yeah, I would say that if you don't, those roles are for people who don't have experience, so that your
Experience.
CV can
Okay.
look good. So take
Yeah.
those ones, right? But if you already have
Okay.
some experience, then I don't see why you're searching Ghana. Forgive me, but the roles in Ghana on LinkedIn, maybe that's one way to find roles in Ghana. There are only a
Okay.
few good roles there. So I would say
Okay.
that put your location on either worldwide. There's a location on on LinkedIn called EMEA, which is Europe, Middle East, Africa,
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
or Sub-Saharan Africa. So
Sub-Saharan Africa. Okay.
yeah, and then add a filter to limit it to only remote roles. And
Okay. Remote roles only.
yeah,
Very
and
good.
then when you see the open roles, make sure that what the recruiters do is they
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of applications. They look at the applications where the people's profiles match with the role. So if it's a UX, the fact that your profile says you're a UX UI designer does not mean that it's matching that specific role. That role might say that you need to know HTML, CSS.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah,
you do
yeah.
know HTML and CSS, you should have it as a skill on your LinkedIn. So when you scroll down, you see that LinkedIn will tell you you don't have this number of skills that is required for this role. Over there, you
True.
can click to add the skills. If you do have them, then add the skills. And in
Okay.
your cover letter or your summary, you should reflect the responsibilities and the keywords that are used in that role should show in your cover letter or your summary. So that's the
Okay.
second tip. Using the well, maybe the second tip is how you do job sheds and set alerts. The third one
Yeah.
is tweaking your CV and your LinkedIn profile to meet the specific job you're applying for. So if you think that one CV will work for everybody, you are wrong.
Yeah.
You need to
Yeah. That thing,
jobs.
Charlie.
Job search is a job on its own, bro. You should have
I
time
swear.
to tweak your CV for each application, for each role you're
Application.
applying to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you shouldn't lie on the CV. Tweak it
Charlie.
according to your skills. So if you have
Yeah.
irrelevant skills to one role, remove those skills. If you have some skills that
Okay.
you didn't put on your CV, you didn't even think of to put, maybe UI UX, you worked with Figma and XD, and
Yeah.
you also know Sketch, but you didn't put Sketch, and this role says they want Sketch. Don't use that old CV to apply for that
See.
Sketch.
Oh.
Add the sketch to it on your
To
CV
it.
before you apply. And your cover letter shouldn't be one template for everybody. It should be tailored for the role. So now that we have
Various
Chat
roles.
GPT, now that you have Chat GPT, just copy the
Charlie.
role, copy your CV. Say this is my CV, this is the role I'm applying to. Write a cover letter
Uh-huh.
which is relevant to this role and uses the keywords in the role for my experience. So if you write it, you read it.
Okay.
If you think that it's not completely, it's not convincing enough, write another one. You missed out some skills
Easy.
that I have, blah 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 blah. So
Yeah.
ChatGPT will automate, make it faster for you, and
Nice one.
keep applying. Bonus points, keep applying. If you've not applied, if you are not having a job and you're complaining, and you've not applied to at least 1,000, then don't
Hey,
complain. Keep applying
1,000.
till you get the job. Yes, because if you
Charlie.
are not applying,
Ish.
if you don't have a job, what's the point of stopping? You don't have to
I know,
be
right?
depressed and say I'm not getting it. So what, you're going to stay at home and sit down? No. Keep applying till you
Nah.
get it. That's what you should do.
1,000
My
is a number
first
for me
role,
to hit.
all my roles
Mm-hmm.
have been from LinkedIn, right? My first one, before I got it, I
Okay.
had applied to over 200.
Wow.
And then I got
Charlie,
two.
200.
And I got two jobs at the same
Oi!
time. But even the
Out of the
second job,
200.
yeah, you won't see one of them on my LinkedIn profile because it's not relevant for me. It's not, it's even though it's in the tech and web design and all that, it's not as technical as the roles that I'm looking for. So
The row. Okay.
I will not put that there. Yeah, that was a
In your
WordPress
profile.
role.
Okay.
So I'll not put that on my profile because I'm not looking for WordPress roles. You get it?
I
So
get it.
the next role I also had after that, I applied maybe another 200 and I got that one
Hey,
too. And the next
Charlie
one,
boys.
so the
Hey.
last one,
Okay.
luckily because of two roles I had done, now people start reaching out. So this current one, they
Okay.
reached out to me and I went through their process and I got it. So the
Interesting.
for LinkedIn, Charlie, keep applying to get a job.
If you war. Charlie,
Yeah.
thanks for the tips. I hope my viewers got it. So the first one is you should tweak your profile. I mean, if I could just summarize, tweak your profile, set your alerts to EMA and those countries apart from Ghana, if you're in Ghana. And if you're starting new, just apply for the voluntary role once because everybody looks out for experience, right? And those ones will give you the experience you need, correct? And then tweak your LinkedIn profile to match your skills, the relevant skills, so that recruiters can find you easily. All right, Charlie, those are some good points. All right. So I think we've come to the end of the interview. My guest has been David Quartz, the co-founder of Nantoo. Download Nantoo on the iOS app and Android Play Store.
Yeah. And
So it's a
about
very
Nantoo,
good app for
yeah,
meeting new people.
about
Uh-huh.
Nantoo,
More just
um, so there's a feature that will be coming. There are some features that will be coming out soon, which I think that these are things that
Just as
would help us disrupt the industry that are coming into. So the first feature that's
okay.
coming in is we are implementing a feature where even if you didn't create an invite before you went out, let's say you're already out, right? And this is when
Yeah.
we have some wide adaptation of Nantoo. You're already out and you want to make some new friends. You can go on the app,
Mm-hmm.
and then so this would be a paid feature, of course, because we are using some services. We use some services to achieve this.
Okay.
You go on the app, and then you'll be able to
Mm-hmm.
um, put out, say, I'm at this place, right? Show me people around me on Nantoo. So to show you people around you, and
Okay.
then alert those people that this guy is around you and would like to, hang out. Are you up for
Hang out.
that?
Oh.
And I mean, once somebody's on Nantoo, they're open to growing their circles. It's likely you get a number of people saying, "Oh yeah," then you can, have a group
Oh.
hangout with those people or however you want it to be.
On the fly.
So that's yes,
Right.
that's one. That's the first feature that we're rolling out soon. Another one is um. So I'm currently doing a
Mm-hmm.
master's program, computer science, and my
Right.
research is into how to prevent over tourism
About tourism.
using
Okay.
a tourism platform like Nantoo, right? Um,
Okay.
so over tourism is, if you go to some tourist attractions and you see that it's overcrowded, those crowds are damaging the places. So we call it over tourism. They're damaging the tourist
Oh,
destination
okay. The
and
premises.
affecting
Right.
the people who live in those areas. It's they have very, very
That makes sense.
adverse impacts on the tourist destinations. So I'm implementing some machine learning models into the application to detect when a
Okay.
place is getting overcrowded. Now, this has two use cases. We're also going to have some
Mm-hmm.
recommendation system and itinerary planning on the app. So let's say you are in Italy. You say you want to visit this beach, this castle, this lake,
Mm-hmm.
and blah blah blah. You are there for this number of days. The app would be able to tell you, okay, based on real time data that we have, um,
Mm-hmm.
this is how you should plan your trip, right? To avoid large crowds
Oh.
and all of that. You should go to this
So like a
place at this
recommendation
time.
service?
Yes. So we are going to
Okay.
tell you that this place at this time is likely to be overcrowded. Or even when the time comes that you are ready
Okay.
to start to go out to that place, we tell you this place is overcrowded right now, and this other place which you said you want to go is not. So probably go to this place first. Or there's a similar place like this
Oh,
place which
okay.
is not crowded, so you can
In
go to
your
this place.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we will help to redistribute the tourists to the attractions, and the managers of those destinations can also use that to say close down the place when it's
Okay.
overcrowded. They say, okay, now this place is overcrowded or it's getting overcrowded, and it would be best to close it at this time or this, that, that, that. So we would be able to
Oh,
solve the problem of over tourism at tourist destinations. And this
awesome.
is in line with the research I'm doing. When it's complete, it will be rolled out. We'll do some piloting and roll it out to all the users.
Yeah. On Nantoo. Awesome. Charlie, good thing. Right, everything is AI, so if your product has an AI element in it, I mean it makes it better and improving. All right, that's cool. Okay, so yeah, thank you, David. So this has been David Quartz from Nantoo, and a whole lot of stuff. I think he's given us a lot of insight into startup in Ghana and some tips on LinkedIn. So those looking for jobs on LinkedIn, if you follow this advice, I'm sure you hit it very soon. All right, thank you for coming, David. We're glad to have you here. Guys, don't
Thank you
forget
for
to like,
having me.
subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. We have a lot of guests lined up for the coming weeks, so do stay tuned, and we'll meet you again same time next week. Thank you, David. Have a good day, and then we'll see you again soon.
All right. See you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.